Okay, there we go. All right, I guess we gotta do this again. But no. But it's all right though. It's all right. All right. So, god dang it, we gotta do this again. Shit. All right, but okay. So okay, we're here to do. It's funny. We have to do this whole. We have to do the whole video again. I had this whole video planned out. I thought it was well spoken. Kind of stuttered a bit throughout the video, but it is what it is. But now it's time to do this again. We got to do a take two. But basically, this video is just me talking about the chronological order of the storyline and how I feel that the storyline currently right now, lore-wise, is Devil May Cry 3, Devil May Cry 1, Devil May Cry 4, Devil May Cry 2, and Devil May Cry 5. Um, Granted, I do have a small list, not really a lot of things that people are really complaining about, but a small list of things that I've seen on forums or just on other YouTube videos of when I was personally discussing with other people on why they think that the chronological order of Devil May Cry isn't Devil May Cry 3, 1, 4, 2, and 5. And they either think that Devil May Cry 2 is not canon, or Devil May Cry 2 is before Devil May Cry 4, and then Devil May Cry 5 is just after 4. And I've seen other people theories on how, yeah, yeah. I think those were the two major ones. There were kind of some out there theories, but for the most part, ones I've heard was Devil May Cry 2 might not be canon. Also, Devil May Cry 4, no, Devil May Cry 2 is before Devil May Cry 4. But these are the things I want to talk about, or some of the things I've heard people say to kind of debunk the whole idea that the timeline could possibly be Devil May Cry 3, Devil May Cry 1, Devil May Cry 4, Devil May Cry 2, and Devil May Cry 5. Mind you, though, at this point in time, nothing is confirmed. I'm just speaking out of my own personal beliefs, and I'm just giving speculation based off of what I know about the Devil May Cry series. But let's just continue. So one of the things I've heard from like a YouTube video, people are basically saying that it can't be after Devil May Cry 2 because it was already pretty much stated by the creator of the game that this is a direct sequel to Devil May Cry 4. And my thoughts on that is, and mind you, I don't work with these guys. I'm not a part of their development team. I don't know any of these dudes personally. All I know is what I think is going on. And what I think was going on when he made that statement was it was just for marketing reasons. So I believe that the reason why he said Devil May Cry 5 is a marketing, no, Devil May Cry 5 is a direct sequel to Devil May Cry 4 was strictly just due to marketing. Because already you have fans, or you already have fans and the mass audience pretty much confused about overall just the timeline within itself. Like, because people don't understand that DMC Devil May Cry was a reboot, so they themselves are trying to incorporate that to the overall chronological order that the original game has. So I think to avoid confusion, they just okay, they just okay, they said that Devil May Cry 5 is after Devil May Cry 4 just to make it easier for the mass audience. So people that are diehard fans of Devil May Cry, of course, people are diehard fans of Devil May Cry that digs into the lore, craft, or just have their own ideas of what the possible lore might be for the game chronologically. I think us guys will know that the timeline for Devil May Cry is it's always been weird. Like it's never been in numerical order. It's always been in a weird order. So that's one thing. And another thing too is I also believe it would have been weird marketing wise just to state that yeah, Devil May Cry 5 is after Devil May Cry 2 cuz again, looking back at the mass audience and stuff like that, it would just be too confusing. Like it would raise so many more questions on top of the questions that they already have to answer. So I think just to make it a bit simplistic, they were pretty much just like, all right, guys, the game is a direct sequel to Devil May Cry 4. Ooh, sorry. Ooh, so sorry. The game is a direct sequel. Ah. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Oh, my fault. Oh God, I felt like I was gonna die. But yeah. Oh, okay. I got my water. I'm good. But yeah, like I was saying, so I believe it would just be weird because they would have to answer more questions about like yeah, they would have to answer more questions about this whole why is Devil May Cry 5 after Devil May Cry 2 instead of just making it easier on themselves and just being like, hey, this game is just a direct sequel to 4. So it just basically it just lowers the amount of questions that they have to answer overall because they already have to answer so many different questions. Um, all right, so that out of the way. So another thing I've seen people say on different videos and stuff like that is, all right, Nero didn't know Dante in the events of Devil May Cry 2, and this is probably to me one of the more weaker arguments I hear for why Devil May Cry 2 is not after Devil May Cry 4 because like even okay with the events of Devil May Cry 4 and then going on to Devil May Cry 2, if it is after Devil May Cry 4, why wouldn't Nero know Dante and why Dante wouldn't know Nero? Because if it's after Devil May Cry 4, then of course they'll have knowledge about each other, all because Nero's not there or Nero's not making a comment or Dante doesn't reference Nero at all, doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't know of him. All that means is just that Dante is currently going through his issues and he has no real reason to have to mention Nero. And then Nero's going through his own endeavors and he's doing his own thing with either Kyrie or hunting demons. Like that argument to me was really, really weak about like Dante not knowing of Nero. Because again, if it is after 4, then of course he would know of Nero. It was just that he wouldn't be mentioned at all because Dante's doing his own thing. He doesn't really have any reason to call Nero. He's a pretty competent demon killer himself. So, like, why would he need to contact or mention Nero at all? It would just be weird dialogue thrown in there. Plus, then again, it's most likely been an afterthought, obviously, too. So, to me, that was one of the more weaker arguments. And then another thing, and I think this was probably the most interesting statement I've seen online when it came to someone just trying to debunk this whole chronological theory of it being Devil May Cry 3, 1, 4, 2, and 5 is if Dante was trapped in hell in Devil May Cry 2, how did he give Nero the Devil May Cry neon sign? I thought that was probably one of the coolest things I've heard someone say because it actually made me think. But again, what I'm about to say is pure speculation on my end. It doesn't have much backbone outside of a couple of cutscenes in a couple of the previous games. But to explain why or how Dante gave Nero the sign, even though he was trapped in hell in Devil May Cry 2, is this. This is what I think. At the end of Devil May Cry 2, if you saw the special ending with Lucia, right? And you saw the special ending with Lucia where Lucia was playing with the coin that Dante left behind. Lucia hears like a motorcycle outside. People say that it was alluding to maybe Dante coming out of hell, but I don't think so. I actually think that what actually was happening or what happened in that scene, that person on the motorcycle that you heard outside was actually Trish. Because if you guys do play through Devil May Cry 2, you'll actually no, if you play through Devil May Cry 2 and beat the game on the hardest difficulty, you are able to play as Trish. Mind you, Trish doesn't have her own unique storyline. She basically just plays through, I think, either Dante or Lucia's storyline. She just plays through that, and she doesn't have her own unique one. So we don't necessarily know what Trish was doing during the events of Devil May Cry 2, but we do know that she's there. So that's the one thing I just want to point out. Whether she was doing her own job or whether she was helping Dante from the sidelines, the fact of the matter is Trish played some role in Devil May Cry 2. Her presence was there. Again, we just don't know what she was doing. So at the end of Devil May Cry 2, for the special ending for Lucia, I believe that Trish met Lucia. We don't know how this encounter went down. We don't know if Trish took to Lucia quickly or Trish just wanted to kill her because she was just like, yo, where's Dante? Who are you? But I think what ended up happening is at the end of their encounter, whatever ended up happening in the beginning, at the end of it anyway, Lucia told Trish what happened to Dante, letting Trish know that Dante, we were doing a job together. He got trapped in hell. Currently, right now, there is no way of him getting out. And there's no way of getting out. Trish finding this out from Lucia contacts Nero, contacts Trish contacting Trish, my fault. Trish contacts Nero, contacts Lady, and any other affiliates that's known to be working with Dante. She contacts all these people, and they have this small little, like, I want to say goodbye for Dante. You know, like, he's not coming back. There's no way to get him back. So goodbye to Dante. And then Lucia, at the end of it, she talks to Nero and tells Nero, hey, I think Dante would have wanted you to have this, which is the neon sign. So physically, I think Lucia was the one to give Nero the neon sign, but they're saying that Dante gave it to Nero as a switch and bait, you know, like, they're baiting you in with the whole, like, oh yeah, definitely Dante gave it to him, but I think the switch is going to be what actually happened was Lucia told Nero that Dante would have wanted him to have this sign. So again, this is all speculations. This all could be wrong. This all could be just bullshit, but let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that's possible? Do you guys think it's a cool little theory? Let me know, or let me know what you guys think. Like, do you guys think that Dante like somehow, some way got out of hell, and at the end of Devil May Cry 2, that was actually Dante? But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. But yeah, outside of those statements people were making, that's pretty much all I've heard. If you guys feel that the chronological order of Devil May Cry is not Devil May Cry 3, 1, 4, 2, and 5, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, if you do believe, or if you agree with me that the timeline is Devil May Cry 3, 1, 4, 2, and 5, again, let me know too. Like, let me know what makes it that timeline, or what other events you've noticed in the Devil May Cry series that makes it a particular timeline that you agree with. Yeah, leave all that in the comment section down below. Also, currently right now, I don't really know much about the novels, and I don't know anything about the anime. I do know the novels softly ties into the gameplay lore, but I don't know if the anime ties into the gameplay lore at all. I don't believe so. So, yeah. I'm probably going to read up on the novels soon at some point in time, and I'm probably going to watch the anime if you guys tell me to. For the most part, I think universally everybody agrees. I don't agree with it because I haven't seen it, but universally everybody agrees that Devil May Cry, the anime, was like the bastard child of Devil May Cry. But if anything, I'll still check it out just to see how it is, or see if it's really that bad. But yeah. I think that's it for this timeline discussion, man. Like, I have nothing else to really say about the timeline. But yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. If you did, I'd like to welcome all the Devil May Cry fans that came to this video and was just like, yo, let's see what this is about. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Guys, I'll catch you for the next vid later. Peace.